Okay, so I woke up like an hour ago, decided to take a shower and stuff like that. When I woke up, it was nice because it was like all my energy came back. Because like the last couple of days, it's just like I've been. Well, yesterday I was really tired. I do kind of think it might have just been the weather, like, because I didn't realize, like, obviously I didn't go outside and check on the weather or anything like that. But I think that's really why I was like tired. But also, I think it's because I was like trying so hard for like a couple of days. So, like just general energy drain plus weather, just made me like really tired. Today I have all my energy back, but now my mood is not so good. I woke up feeling like, first of all, like algorithm doing weird stuff again. There is a pattern, like, so the algorithm is back, like, because I would say, like, a couple of days ago, the algorithm was really, like, all over the place. Like, now it's, like, I don't know, it's trying to push me Bible verses and Jordan Peterson for some reason, so I'm like, okay, well, whatever. Um, but I think this mood thing that I'm experiencing, I actually think this is I think I'm picking up whatever, because I do have some appointments today, right? I don't think these are my feelings because, like, when I went to bed last night, I didn't feel anything like this. Like, not even, like, remotely like this. So, um, I think this is also, like, kind of a dread for the person who I'm having an appointment with. Like, we both don't want to do this appointment, basically. Like, I don't think they want to have this appointment. I don't want to have this appointment. But we gotta have it because stuff is stupid right now and something needs to be sorted out somehow, like, or I don't know, I've kind of lost faith in the school because it's like I've already talked to like maybe like 15 different people, and it's like they just their whole job is just to waste your time. Like, there's maybe like I'd say like 23% learning, and then the rest of it is just wasting your fucking time. If there's anything that you need to learn, they're like the teachers that are trying to be helpful are pushing AI, but that's like a horrible idea. Like, that's a horrible idea anyway. But they're like they're just trying to figure out how to stay relevant, right? Because it's like when YouTube and AI can do all the teaching for you, what use is the teacher, right? You know, um, and I think so they're like because like when I was younger, I used to say, oh, the younger teachers were less jaded than the older teachers, but I feel like that's not even true anymore. I think all teachers now are extremely jaded because the system is not it's like every week the system becomes more archaic, like, and you can't update to the speed of AI, you know. So either okay, so either there has to be like a complete revamp of policies allowing extreme leniency, maybe even modeling like a Montessori sort, like we used to think like Montessori was only like for like elementary school kids or something like that, but we might need to take that whole entire principle and apply it to even higher degrees of education because of the fact that it's it's almost going to become necessary at a certain point, and if we don't do it now, it's going to be harder to implement that later. Like, it's going to be like yeah, it's just but like I'm not really sure on I'm not really sure on the timeline. Like, I don't know, like I'm trying to estimate, but like that part I don't know, like, and also like the order in which stuff is going to like collapse. I don't know that in particular. I just know all these things are going to take place. I don't know the order. I don't know the time. But either way, like, that's not a good projection in any sense. So like, even if we don't have like that other statistical, well, okay, let's be honest. Humans knew like the icebergs were melting, and they were like, oh, it's gonna be in like 15 years or whatever. We didn't do shit since, like, so yeah, given the numbers, like, humans don't even respond to that. So like, I mean, you go ahead and go get those numbers or whatever, but like, bottom line is that like it's like a dilapidated building at this point. So it's like, what are we gonna do about this? Like, all of my classmates decided to pursue software engineering because they don't think that any of the other fields have any merit. Like, because like when you go to school, it's like, okay, what's going to, like, everyone wants to get a better career, right? A better job, like something that's going to be worthwhile in the future. So it's like either you're gonna either develop more into the system, become like a teacher or instructor, or work for some sort of educational facility in some capacity, or you're going to get into the tech industry. So it's kind of like, it's not a good model. Like it kind of breeds a natural, like, I wouldn't say apathy, what's the word, like nihilism. Like, it's just, there's no real hope there. So and everything's like kind of fucked up. So um it's perfectly fine if like you're willing to sell your soul and just become like a automaton. Or I don't know why my voice, I think I need to drink something. But the other option is that naturally you are just this kind of person who just responds to like random systems and doesn't mind being like a cog in the wheel. Some people are like that, you know. Some people are totally fine with just like vacating their body and allowing stuff to go on autopilot. You know, like it, I'm I'm not judging it from that person's perspective, whatever you're comfortable with, right? But like if you're not, that's just like a very difficult, I want to say reality, but it's not even reality. It's just like a fucked up system. Because if you say it's reality, that means like it's the baseline, and it's not the baseline. It's just a fucked up system. But yeah, so like anyway, back to the appointment or whatever. I think I'm pulling on the person's energy. Probably the algorithm is also giving me like their background. So okay, so what is that telling me? They're conservative, and like, you know, like that's what you do. Like you just kind of like, you have to observe everything. Like and, you know, like my system was hacked the other day. I had some remote viewer, and I started like, you know, trying to take control over the mouse and like, you know, kind of fight them basically, because like it happened to me before in the past a long time ago, but it freaked me out. Like I thought it was like a demon or something, like, you know, or whatever. But you know, like this time I was like, oh god, somebody's like fucking remote accessing my computer or whatever. And and that's just making me go, ugh, because it's like, okay, so there's two options of that, right? Okay, so it could either be like a localized thing, so somebody within like an internal network, so that would mean like somewhere in this apartment building is trying to do that, which is kind of scary, but at the same time it's like, okay, well that just tells me don't fuck with anyone around here, because fuck that shit. Another possibility is that since I was talking to people in the school during the time that it took over, could possibly be somebody from the school system. I don't know, like obviously without doing a diagnostic and seeing where the PI address or the VPN or anything like that, you know, without doing a diagnostic, uh, there's no way of knowing where it came from. And for the fact that I'm making this video now, and if they watch my shit, then they're probably going to clean up their tracks, you know. So it's kind of like fucked up, because it's like there's no way I'm going to be able to react in time to be able to make any like I'm not going to say positive change, but like okay, like I can't pursue it really, because it's basically, it feels like a distraction at this point anyway. So it's like, you know, it's like somebody stealing your bike, you know, like you could go to the police and report it, or you could walk home, you know. It's those two choices, you know. um uh so anyway, um I have this appointment, and it's kind of, also what kind of annoys me, like personally. So like this is, everything up to this point was just observation, right? So now my personal feelings are, I also am kind of annoyed at this appointment because I know it's not going to really do anything. But also not only that is also because I have some errands to run, and it's kind of like right snap, like it's right in the middle of the day. So I'm like, ugh. So like it's like, should I go try to run errands early this morning and then try to get home ASAP, or should I wait until after the appointment and then go do stuff, and then like, and then maybe run the risk of some of the places that I need to go being closed by the time I get to them. You know, like that's the bigger, not the bigger issue, but like that's what's bothering me with it right now. So I'm like, so I'm almost thinking maybe I need to save running those errands for a different day where I don't have an appointment, so I could like not worry about that, right? And then there's the whole thing of like Tuesday, because it's like I don't want to, I don't want my mom to drive me. I don't like, you know, I don't even want to call. Like there's a lot of like appointments and stuff that I'm supposed to do, but I don't really want to do because I'm just kind of jaded with the system, right? Like I'm just like, you know, like I mean, like don't get me wrong, like I have been given some assistance. I have been helped, but it's like there's always a caveat with that, right? Like if you get help from them, then they want you to stay reliant on them. And then they also control your progress, because then you aren't allowed to exceed whatever they're like they're like, you know, there's just no, it's not true help. It's not the kind of help where they want to see you succeed beyond your circumstances. So that's not true help. I mean, like obviously, like if you, well, I don't want to get into that because like it doesn't matter what their other clients versus me. Like that's not even a thing, because like you know, everyone's individual. So I'm talking about me personally, how I feel. But basically, yeah. I just feel, yeah, it is kind of, it is a jaded, like that would be the feeling behind it, but it's not even jaded, it's just seeing everything for what it truly is, and it's like, well, okay. But at the same time, I still have like this thing of like, well, I mean, like, yeah, okay, some of the stuff is like useless. Like, I'm still gonna honor my appointment. I'm still gonna do that. Like, there's still things that like, you know, I'm my brain said willing to do, but that's, I don't think that's the correct thing, but just like, you know, these are the things that I have to do right now. Also, like what kind of bothers me is that with the appointment with the school, you know, cuz they're very sterile, right? They're very sterile and automated. So, if I do explain myself, and this is also the reason why I didn't explain, like, this is also the reason why I have reserved, like, it's like, because they don't really need to know my personal business and shit. But then when I told everybody my personal business, then, you know, like, at the same time, it was like they didn't fucking care, and then they were okay, because, okay. So when I give them the sterile answer, they don't reply. When I give them the pathos answer, they don't reply, like, you know, like, so like it really, like, you know, like there's no point in explaining anymore, because it's like you don't really care, you're just doing your job, and it's not, you're not even doing your job, you're just following a script. So you kind of have no insight. None of them really have any sort of insight, and then they just transfer to the next person who, like, so they don't even know who could actually help. They just, like, they talk for about 10 minutes, realize that they can't, well, like, I don't know, like, I honestly don't even know their thinking pattern because it's so bizarre to me. The only way I could describe it is very bot like they're very like they're very absent-minded and bot like. So so I don't like, I cannot even, like, I don't even feel anything from them. So I'm wondering if they're technically dead inside or something, like, or they're just on such a different frequency than me that, like, I can't even feel them. Like, they're like on the fly. Like, and I'm not saying like they're beneath me, but I'm just saying like their frequency is too low for me to pick up, you know. So um and so, like, you know, but like, and I mean, like, that's the thing too, is like, okay, well then why would I want to work with these people? You know, like, if their frequency is so low to the point that I can't even like feel them, and they can't even feel me, then why would I even bother like fucking around with them? You know, it's like so, like, I mean, like, with all this going on, like, with all this, I don't know why my voice is like cracking. I think I need water. But you know, with all this being said, I don't know, it's just gonna be a day. Like, it's just like, okay, it's like another Monday. Like, and I guess that's the thing too. It's like a Monday, so I guess it's just like everybody has Mondays, you know. And I'm just I don't know. I don't really feel like I need to, like, because I do feel like, even though I didn't get to do the things that I wanted to do during the weekend, like, I did have some, like, kind of fun plans that I wanted to do, but because of the weather and because of, like, my energy levels, I wasn't able to do it. So um I'm, you know, I don't really feel like I need to rest necessarily today either, um but at the same time, I'm not really, like, you know, enthusiastic about the things that I have to do. So it's kind of also, I feel like I need to get some, like, proper advice, like, just for myself. Like, I need to talk to somebody who that I could, like, really confide in, or not even confide in, but like somebody that could actually give me actual answers. Because so far I've been talking to people who can't give me any answers. Like, I've talked to, like, therapists don't know what the fuck they're talking about. The counselors at school don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, I'm tired of talking to these, like, kind of incompetent people. I want to talk to somebody who I feel like could give me really straight answers, and just like no bullshitting, just exact, very, like, you know, and not like a generic sort of, like, because, like, there's people who think that they're no bullshit, who just kind of give generic answers, and then they think that's like the truth. No, you just kind of defaulted to like a generic thing. You have, like, if you want to give an actual answer to somebody, you have to listen to them. Okay, like, this is a sad thing, and I honestly think people have forgotten this skill, but I'm gonna, like, retell everybody. Okay, so when somebody tells you something, right? They have a problem, right? What I can't even say what a normal person does, but what an empathetic person does is they put themselves in their shoes, right? And says, okay, if I'm this person, what should I do in order to get this goal? Not the person listening's idea of what they should do. What that person who is asking me information, and they've already established what their goal is, and they already, like, you know, like, this is all the things that they want to do. This is their problem. This is the things that they want to do, right? How do I then convey to them how to, like, navigate through that? you know? Like, have the capacity to be able to problem solve for somebody else to the, like, the umpth degree. No, like, so many people nowadays don't even have that fucking ability. Like, those neurons and um, those synapses in the brain have completely died from watching reels all the time and talking to AI. Like, we don't know how to, like, we don't know how to help each other anymore. So it's kind of fucked up. But no. Uh that's basically what a personal coach, like, basically I'm just like, I should just be a personal coach, like, but the thing is I don't have any ethos. But personal coaches don't really have ethos, do they make up their own programs and they're like, here's a certificate, you know, blah 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 blah. Yeah, if you work with me for like 12 weeks, then you too can have all the abilities that I have, which I think is kind of like, I don't know, maybe somebody could get that stuff. That's probably possible, but like, I think thing is, most people right now are so used to people not having that ability, lying out of their ass, and just wasting, like, basically, like, okay, so like, I had a student on Super Prof recently, right? She was an older lady, and like, I already know, like, just based off of what the fuck, like, already based off of what she was giving me, like, I already knew the connections. Like, I already know she knows my Japanese teacher, and that they were trying to play like a game on me to like prove that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, blah blah blah, because they're like two women in their 50s, and they're like, this little like 30-year-old doesn't know what she's talking about, whatever, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, you just look stupid, because like, all you're doing is like proving that you don't know how to learn. Like, basic, because like, I was telling her something, right? And then she would like kind of not say the thing, and then like repeat it, and then not say the thing, and I'm like, um okay, so like, obviously you're not good at like, do you want to learn how to read? Like, and then she wouldn't read the writing. She wrote it all in English. And I'm like, okay, so you don't want to speak, you don't want to read, you don't want to write. Like, how's your listening? Do you want to improve your listen? Like, you know, like, I'm honestly trying to provide her a service, and she's just kind of like, she's just like, it's one thing if like, okay, and I've done this before in the past with like, when I've booked some, like, one time when I wanted to refresh my Japanese, right? I ordered a lesson with somebody who, their main way of teaching Japanese, it was for like people really just beginners, and I was not a beginner. I was like in the upper intermediate at that point, but I think my confidence was really low at that time, and I was just like, I don't know, like, I kind of like didn't know how to refresh my skills, so I kind of booked a lesson with this person, right? And they were going really small, and then like, I started just like talking to them in Japanese. Like, I was just like, you know, you're like, oh, like, like, you know, because it was a child's book, right? And I was like, oh, this is really good. Like, I started asking them questions like, did you read this as a like, I asked that in Japanese, right? I was like, did you read this when you were a kid or something like that? Like, you know, they kind of like, you know, they had like their pre-script of like just going over the book, but then they finally cracked and were like, why did you even book this lesson? Like, you obviously could speak Japanese, so like, why did you book like, you know? So that's what, like, if it was that kind of situation where it was like, you know, like, where she just started talking to me in Japanese like fluently or whatever, I wouldn't have thought anything. I'd just be like, great, you know, like, or you know, like, you know, I would just like, talk to her accordingly, you know. But they were just like, kind of like very determined just to waste my time, so I was just like, what fucking loser, you know, like, you're like, why would you, like, that's so stupid, like, who has that? Only children have that kind of mentality. She's 58 and she behaves like a 4-year-old. It's sad. And I don't know, like, is she just mad because she's going to Japan with like a white dude and she's not gonna be able to fuck any of the dudes because she has to go back home with that motherfucker? I don't know. Like, I don't know what her mentality is whatsoever. But it's like, obviously you have issues. I don't know what, like, you don't want to learn Japanese. See, the issue with my Japanese teacher is I'm actually speaking Japanese and she's not hearing it. Like, I'm actually talking to her in Japanese. She replies back to me in English and then corrects my Japanese to more simple Japanese. So that's kind of weird. Like, it's okay. Like, she could just simply say like, "Oh, you're right," but like, but this is what the book says or something. Like, it's so simple to just have the conversations, right? But nobody wants to have the conversations, which is actually really common in Japanese. Like, nobody wants to say anything. But I mean, not all the time. Like, I've talked to a lot of Japanese who are pretty straight and don't mind explain things, or even explain things in a subtle way. Like you could acknowledge things in a small way, if that makes any sense. Like, you don't have to like pretend like the thing never happened. Like that, you don't have to do that. Like, but like there's a certain social tact that you could use in order to approach certain things. Um, but it's like, I don't know. And like, I can't really blame her either because like, I don't know what her contract is. Like, I don't know what the school has her on. I like, or maybe she's just like so burnt out that she doesn't give a shit, like, cuz she's a human being too, right? So, and I've already said this a long time ago, like when I was a kid. I was like, the older teachers start not giving a shit anymore, and they're just stuck on autopilot, and then they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And then like when actual questions come up, it's like they don't have enough jewels in their brain to like process that, so they just ignore it. So I get that. Like, that's a thing. That's definitely a thing. But it's just weird that she go out of her way just to like fucking troll me. Well, it's not even that. It's just like, well, it's just obviously we're not on the same frequencies, right? Like 100 on 100. So, you know, mm, but it's like, mm, I don't know. I'm trying not to be like, I'm not optimistic about this appointment, but I'm trying not to be like pessimistic either because I don't want to be like all depressed about stuff. So I'm just like trying to get ready. Like, I have my tea brewing, and then I took a shower, and now I gotta get ready and stuff. But yeah, I'm just kind of annoyed. I'm like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, why would anyone want to do that? Eh. Eh. Well, I mean, like, okay, I guess it's like, like, okay, like, I'll take some responsibility here, right? Because it's like, I got the vibe right away. Like, right away when I first, like, the first week of school, I already got the vibe. I was like, this is kind of weird. Like, this is a little weird. I kept on feeling that way, right? But I was like, maybe it's just because I haven't been back in a long time. Like, maybe I gotta like kind of get used to it. Like, like maybe I'll get better going forward. No, no, it's generally like not a really like this. It's not conducive to actual learning, and it's not conducive to like productive efforts. Like, it's very I'm not gonna say superficial, but it's like I don't know. And also, like, at the same time, it's like, I don't know, like, I can't speak for all the departments and stuff, like, like, uh, it's a huge facility, right? So, I mean, just because I'm having, like, issues with these ones that I'm in right now, doesn't mean all of them, like, suck and that all of them operate in this way. But I'm just speaking from my experiences right now, from the things that I've utilized thus far. I've been really disappointed. So I don't, like I said, I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but I'm also not really optimistic. So I'm just like whatever about it right now. But I think I need to end this video now, so I'm just gonna say take care, be good, bye bye.